video because I am raising money for two charities. The first one is the Miscarriage Association. And the second one is Tommy's Baby Charity. So, I am doing 100 squats a day for 30 days. I don't know why I decided to do that, but it was just something I thought I could do. So I'm going to be doing that for charities. The 100 squats for 30 days is to raise money for the Miscarriage Association. And then the cake evening that I'm having is to raise money for Tommy's Baby Charity. So this video that I'm doing now is my first of many. I'm going to be doing videos of all of my squat days, so I'm going to be videoing all of it, so you'll see every single day that I've done my 100 squats, so you know that I'm doing them. But they're not going to be every day, so don't worry, I'm not going to be loading up videos every single day. They're just going to be week by week. So I'll do 100 squats per day for week 1 and then post that up, and then I'll do for week 2 and post that up. But you'll get to see where I do them, and I'll wear this as well. I'll be wearing that while I do them most of the time. But the reason I have decided to do these videos is because, as many of my lovely friends and family know, recently me and Nick went through our 4th miscarriage, and well, when it happened I went straight to YouTube. I don't know why. I've had 3 before that, and to be honest they didn't really affect me half as bad as this one did for some reason. This one was really hard hitting. So I decided to go on YouTube and I looked at other women that had gone through it, other families, and watching them talk about it made me feel so much better about it, knowing that they were so open and willing to talk about it. And so that's why I decided to do videos. I'm very nervous, as you can probably tell, but hopefully I'll get more confident as it goes on, hopefully. So the reason that I've done it is to stop the taboo of the subject, because the minute you speak to your friends or family, and it's not their fault of their own, it's just, I think when you've been through it yourself and you speak to someone who's been through it, it's a lot easier to have that conversation. Whereas if you speak to a family member or a friend and say, I don't know, oh, my grandma recently died, and they're like, oh, I'm so sorry about that, how are you, how's your family, blah blah blah. But the minute you're like, oh yeah, I had a miscarriage, or I was pregnant but my baby died, the conversation just stops with that sentence and there's no picking up from it, and it becomes very awkward. It's almost like the person gets really worried of how to respond, and that's normal. But this is why I'm doing it, so that people can talk about it. It's so normal. It's 1 in 4. You know, I hope that whoever's watching this video never goes through it themselves, but if you have, you know what I'm talking about. It is so common. So that's why I've decided to do the videos. Also, obviously, to raise money for the charities as well. The Miscarriage Association is really helpful. It's not only helpful online, but it's got a phone number that you can call to speak to someone. It's got loads of online help. It talks a lot about mental health, which I think is another part of going through a miscarriage or going through child loss that people don't really talk about. And everyone has mental health. Everyone that I've ever met in my life has had their own struggles in their life, even if it's not about, you know, miscarriage or child loss. It could be about something else. So they're really good and really supportive with that. And then Tommy's is a research charity, basically. So you give them, obviously they raise money, and they work a lot as well with the London Marathon. So a lot of people, because I'm on both of the forums, a lot of people are actually running for the London Marathon for Tommy's Baby Charity, and Tommy's Baby Charity raise money to help fund research for, you know, causes of miscarriages, causes of child loss as well, after birth as well, things like stillborns, you know, special chromosomal diseases that babies can die from, and all of that stuff really. So they're really, really good charities, so I wanted to raise some money for them. But I guess the reason I decided to do the 100 squats is because, aside from my miscarriage this year, I found out that I have something called PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. So when it happened, I had a scan and they said, okay, so you've got some cysts on your ovaries, on both of them. And PCOS is also quite common. I think it's 1 in 10 women have it, and it's a hormonal imbalance. So basically the hormones in your head don't coincide with your body, and it just can make things a bit skewiffy and make things like periods a bit all over the place, and conceiving can be very difficult. So since I found out that, I wanted to get my body in better shape. I put on quite a bit of weight after the miscarriage. I put on a stone, and I think that was just through comfort eating. I needed to just comfort eat. So that's what I did, and it's resulted in me putting on weight, which has not helped my PCOS, because weight gain is quite bad for that. Mine anyway. So I need to lose a bit of weight and just get a bit more healthy. But I decided to do the squats for 30 days. I thought I could do 100 of them for 30 days and it'll raise a bit of money. I'm going to do them anywhere and everywhere. I've got to do 100 a day no matter where I am. So we're actually going to Bournemouth tomorrow, so I'll probably be doing some there. And yeah, so every Thursday I'll be posting up a video about miscarriage. It is going to be, my next video is actually going to be solely about mine and Nick's loss this year. So it's going to be really an intimate story about that, and it is going to be a bit gory. So if anyone doesn't want to watch that or anything, and with my family and friends, that's fine. I totally understand. I probably will cry. So that's fine. And I'm doing that on Thursday, and then every Friday I've been so lucky that I've met such amazing family, family and friends and people that live all over the world, because I've joined these Facebook groups for support with women that have had miscarriages. And there are women on there who are so amazing. They've given me their stories to share with you guys. So they've literally given me a write-up of what happened to them, and they're going to let me talk about them every Friday. So I'll be reading them, and yeah, so sharing their stories, because it's so common. And so that'll be good. So we've got that every Friday. And then, yeah, so we'll just see how it goes. So every Thursday there'll be a video that I'm posting up about miscarriage. I've actually got a few categories that I'm going to go through. So my first one is, the first video on Thursday will be about mine and Nick's loss. Then it'll be the Friday story. And then in that week I'll post my 100 squats, and then the following Thursday it will be things about grief and what really happens, and treatment and causes of miscarriage. And then it sort of goes on from there. So I'll be covering all sorts of different things. So yeah, hopefully it will go well. And I hope you guys watch them. And if you don't, that's fine. If there's any questions or anything maybe you wanted to ask, I'm doing a question and answer on my last video. So I'm posting up for people to ask me any questions about miscarriage or anything like that. I'm also covering things like, for family members and friends, things to say, and how to be there for someone who's lost a baby or had a miscarriage and things like that. So hopefully it will all go to plan, and I will be starting my squats tomorrow, so I need to get eating healthy. But yeah, that's it for this one. So I hope to see you guys with my journey with me.